In the mid-90s, reports began to surface that Prince, one of the world's most successful recording artists, had fallen into serious dispute with his record label. Claiming that his art had been taken hostage by merciless corporate interests, Prince announced that he was at war with the music business and that the whole industry needed to be torn down and reorganized.
I think, like most artists, they don't really investigate until it's happening to them. And I think that's pretty much what Prince found himself doing, is examining more closely. Like, well, how does this work? Prince is astute, man. He likes to read and share ideas. So the more he got into the literature about the music business, the more upset he got, you know, and how it's designed. I mean, it's systemic. That's what it does. You exploit an artist, and they get paid a mere pittance compared to what you make.
Initially interpreted by the public as an obscure contractual disagreement, the dispute proved to be the opening installment in the remaking of the music business at the close of the millennium. Fired by his fight with Warner Brothers, Prince set out to articulate new concepts in the making and selling of music, at a time when the digital age was threatening to bring the existing order to its knees.
In the 80s, Prince revolutionized music. He invented the Minneapolis sound, and he sort of brought a whole new style of music, a whole new fusion music, white and black, funk and rock and everything into one big thing that was, you know, just Prince, that's what it was. He took the way music sounded to a whole new level. In the 90s, when his music was less revolutionary, he revolutionized the business, he revolutionized the music industry.
And time after time, what he does has vision and foresight and is ahead of its time. And it turns out that not only could he do that musically, he did it with business as well. Yet, he's not going to get the credit for that.
At the time, the significance of Prince's message was largely overlooked. His behavior was received as surreal and eccentric by a world that was yet to discern the forces of change that were gathering on the horizon. Routinely dismissed as a spoilt, clownish sideshow, Prince's profile suffered badly and his new work was increasingly ignored. But when the change arrived, it became clear that Prince had been a visionary, and he found himself restored to prominence as a leading figure in the modern landscape of art and music.
He was just out of sync at that time. His time had passed, and he had to wait for it to come around again, which it inevitably did. By the time it came around again, it's like now he's comfortable with being the legend, playing the music that he makes, not trying to be a hip-hop artist or a this or a that, and just embracing who he is and what his gifts are. And the audience was there for him to the point where he tours more successfully today than he did at his peak. So without even selling any records, he sells more tickets than he did with Purple Rain. Go figure.
He stepped out on faith by even putting out records independently and doing things like selling through the newspaper, which is why he's gotten a lot of flack from the powers that be. They don't appreciate that because then that stimulates the minds of people who are coming up. And as you see, even the younger generations now, oh, it's just academic now. This is what they do. So yes, it has helped him. And whether he gets all the credit now or, you know, 20 or 50 or 100 years from now, he will go down in history as one who did something that was revolutionary.